Creating an Azure DevOps pipeline using YAML. In this video, we'll look at how we can use YAML to create DevOps pipelines. You can use YAML to define the pipelines in Azure DevOps. The advantage of this approach is that once you define the pipeline, then you can start doing the source control management on that particular YAML file. When this configuration is saved as a YAML file, then you can do a checkout, you can share the file, you can create a versioning, you can branch out the configuration details and so on. In this demo, I'm going to show you how to create a sample build pipeline for a sample project. We'll be using YAML and defining the list of steps that needs to be triggered when you trigger this pipeline. To start with, I have got an organization called Code with Praveen and with a project called Demo. Let's go inside the demo and look at the list of all repos available within this specific project. If you go to the repos, you can notice it contains a set of projects, namely cms.webapi and data.repository. These are two ASP.NET applications that was used to define a Web API projects. We are going to use these projects to create a build pipeline to trigger the build for these two projects. Next, let's go to the pipelines and select the option pipelines. Here it's going to represent or show the list of all pipelines that has been created for your current repository. So far, I do not have any pipelines created. Let's go and create one. Since you need to mention where the code is being represented, in our case, since it is within the Azure DevOps, I'm going to use Azure and then followed by picking our current repository. Notice that once you have chosen, it is going to create a default YAML file with a set of default configurations. Let's spend some time understanding this specific YAML structure that has been created by default. At the start, you can notice the list of comments that is being created using the hash symbol. Care to note that there is a multi-line comment that is again represented using the same hash symbol. Next, we have a key, namely trigger, that contains certain values that is going to be a collection. In this case, that collection is having just a single value called master. Similarly, we have another type called pool that contains a single key value mapping. Next, when you go to the steps, this shows the list of all steps that needs to be triggered one after the other when you trigger this build pipeline. By default, it has got a set of key value pairs that is going to be a collection. Notice that each collection has been represented using dash. So in this shows that for the steps, it has got two entries. This represents the first and this represents the second entry. In the first entry, you have again a mapping that contains two key value pairs, namely script and display name. Notice how the strings has been represented here. Here, the strings is represented without any quotes. Similarly, in the case of script. However, in the case of display name, it is represented using a single quote. This is the approach followed by this specific tool, namely Azure DevOps. The usage of the quotes, namely single quote, double quote, or without any quotes, the approach is as per the tool that you are going to use. Next contains an interesting representation of the string using the pipe symbol. You learned in the previous sections that you can represent the string styles in two formats. One is using the pipe symbol, the other is using the greater than symbol. When you use the pipe symbol, then it's going to retain all the new line characters or the exact structure of the string that is represented here. So in this case, it's going to consider these as a separate lines. Echo followed by add, echo followed by C. So these will be considered and this structure will be retained. Finally, if you look at the top of the file name, you will notice that the extension is .yml. This is the format used by Azure DevOps to represent a YAML file. Next, let's go and define or include an additional steps to this YAML structure. To add, either you can manually key in the details or you can use a UI representation using this assistant. So this shows the list of all steps that you can consider to add when you are working with YAML pipelines. Let's say I want to build a .NET Core project. So for this, then I can use this task. This is going to ask us the command and the path of the projects. In this case, I can use simply as the default values. You see here, if you use star.csproj, then it's going to build all the projects that is going to represent it in this format. Optionally, we have the arguments and we have the advanced sections. Once you click on the add, you can notice in the left side that it has generated a YAML specific tags. It had added a new task called .NET Core CLI, the command being the build, and the list of projects to be all the projects of type star.csproj. Care to note again how Azure DevOps is using the indentation to define the structure of this YAML. Here, if you notice, it is using two spaces to define the structure. When you want to create a new indentation, then you need to use two spaces, or you can use the tab in Azure DevOps. This tool is going to convert the tab into two spaces. The final part I want to show you is that this specific one supports IntelliSense. You can see that when you press Control space, then it's going to show all the keys that you can add in the current context. These are all the list of keys supported in Azure DevOps to define a YAML pipeline. Once you are done with defining the specific build pipeline using YAML, then either you can save and run or you can just save it. Once you save, then it's going to get committed directly to the current master branch. Let's go back. Now here we can see a new build pipeline created called demo. I hope this video helped you to understand how you can use YAML to define a simple build pipeline. Of course, you can go ahead and enhance this to include a lot of customizations that is specific to your repository.